Today I have two massive underdog picks for you guys in upcoming UFC events that will make you a lot of bling bling cash, if you know what I mean. And I'm about to go in depth onto both of them and tell you why you should invest your bling bling cash so you get even more bling bling cash. Now the first one we're going to talk about is the one in the thumbnail, of course. Pereira versus Ankalaev. For whatever reason, Alex is the underdog in this fight. I know the whole narrative is, oh, there's this big daggy wrestler coming for Alex. But come on, Alex, he's been the champ for quite a while now. And like I said, the narrative is that Ankalaev is a really strong wrestler from Dagestan, because a lot of wrestlers from Russia, Dagestan, that area, are really good at wrestling, right? That's how it works. Ankalaev isn't like a Habib or like an Islam when it comes to wrestling, in the sense that he's not really this crazy good wrestler. Like, don't get me wrong, he's a good wrestler, but he's not crazy good at wrestling. And mind you, Alex is still working with Glover, who's a pretty damn good wrestler, and we haven't seen Alex's wrestling. We haven't seen it in forever now, so it's very well that he could have gone much better at his wrestling and could hold his own in terms of takedown defense with Ankalaev. I'm not saying he's going to take down Ankalaev or whatever. I have a solid feeling that he can hold his own against Ankalaev in terms of takedown defense. And that's basically the whole huge talking point, is Ankalaev can take down and maul Alex Pereira. That's what a lot of people think, but I don't really think that. And when we look at the other aspect of the game, that being on the feet, all fights start on the feet, right? So we gotta talk about that. And I mean, Alex Pereira on the feet is one of the best light heavyweights right now, if not the best. Let's look at Ankalaev's Rakic fight. He couldn't even sleep Rakic. He was getting pieced up by Rakic at some point. Alexander Rakic, one of the most overrated light heavyweights right now. I think he's like ranked number 5 or something. Yo, name me one good Alexander Rakic win. And Ankalaev had trouble with that guy. I know people say Ankalaev's dangerous on the feet. Yeah, but against who? Like against Johnny Walker, bro. Johnny Walker, glass chin Johnny Walker. I don't see how Ankalaev has any advantage on the feet. And speaking about stand up here, Pereira has the leg kicks. We haven't really talked about Pereira has the leg kicks. A lot of casual fans, they know Pereira's left hook. They don't really know the leg kicks. Pereira has some of the sneakiest leg kicks in the game, man. And Ankalaev, he's gonna get his legs kicked out, man, against Pereira. Like, if you take one or two of those, you saw how Yuri looked. I'm a big-ass Yuri fan, bro. You saw how Yuri looked after he took some leg kicks. You don't want to get multiple leg kicks against Pereira. You don't want to take those, man. One last thing I want to mention is that Ankalaev has been begging multiple times for this fight to take place in Abu Dhabi or any Muslim countries where the judging tends to favor those Muslim fighters. But no, this is taking place in the US, I'm pretty sure. And so the judges aren't going to be on Ankalaev's side. Not that I think this fight's going to go to decision, but I think that's one thing that Ankalaev wanted to play into the narrative, is that he can use the judges to go to decision. But once again, I don't think this fight's going to go to decision if we're talking Alex Pereira here. And the second lock of the day, if I'm 100% confident on the Alex Pereira bet, then I am like 600% confident on this one. If I'm wrong on this one, I'm gonna cut off my, I can't say that on YouTube. MVP, Michael Venom Page versus Shara Bullet Magomedov. Michael Venom Page is the underdog. Let that sink in for a second. Right away, if you're kind of a casual and you see the name Magomedov, you might think he's a wrestler, and that's not really the case with this guy. They're both kind of shit at wrestling. Honestly, I could probably take him down. But in my opinion, MVP is slightly less shit on the ground. I remember back in the day, he heel hooked the hell out of some guy. Not that means too much, but at least he has something in his bag, right? But they're both pretty shit wrestlers. I don't think any of them are going to shoot takedowns unless like Shara gets pieced up on the feet and gets pissed off and shoots a desperation takedown. But I don't really see much wrestling in this fight. If Shara Bullet Magomedov struggled with Bruno Silva and Antonio Tricoli, one of the worst fighters in the UFC on the ground, I don't think he's going to do much against MVP in terms of wrestling. And another thing I see from a lot of these TikTokers, all these guys that just watch TikTok, they watch the highlights, they always think Shara has really good hands. Shara doesn't even have good hands. He was losing his fight to, what was his name? Armin Petrosian before the KO. If you watch that fight again, he was getting pieced up, bro. Shara's big thing is his elbows, his kicks, because he's primarily a kickboxer. Those are kind of his weapons. He doesn't even have good hands. And when you don't have good hands against Michael Venom Page, you're going to be in trouble. Because Michael Venom Page, stop me if I'm glazing, but this man is incredible on the feet. Mind you, he might be one of the best of all time in the UFC on the feet. Okay, I'm glazing now, but he is very, very good on the feet, and he invented the KSI stance, bro. Knowledge, strength, and integrity. copies this man. And KSI, the best boxer of all time, you know what I mean? If you go watch back his fights with Kevin Holland, he just absolutely ragdolled Kevin Holland. Now, Kevin's not the best competition as we've seen recently. He's not going to be the top. He's not the top anything, really. He is a solid fighter still. And Ian Gary, look at his fight with Ian Gary. He pieced up Ian Gary on the feet. Ian Gary, someone everyone was talking about him being, the next Conor McGregor, having this incredible striking. He pieced up Ian Gary so badly on the feet, it turned Ian Gary into a wrestler. Ian Gary won the fight just because he held MVP, and MVP has no clue how to wrestle. I don't think MVP's ever seen a double leg in his life. Doing the MMA math here, the incredible toxic like MMA math, who would you favor on the feet? Ian Gary or Shara Bullet Magomedov? If you have any brain cells left in your head, I know we probably don't have much because we watch MMA, but if you have any brain cells left in your head, you will say that Ian Gary is better than Shara Bullet Magomedov on the feet. Who would you favor now on the feet? The guy who beat the guy who we think is going to beat Shara on the feet, or Shara Bullet? You know what I mean? So I think it's pretty easy here. But yeah, that's really all I got for my little yap session.